Hey guys, how are you doing? Welcome to the ninth video of the Golang and CSRF token project series. Now, I've been away for quite some time. I took a gap between this video 8 and video 9 because the DynamoDB series and the CSRF token series, these are slightly more advanced. They're not very straightforward. They will only make sense to you if you're an experienced developer, right? In the sense you have complete command over like very good command over Golang, and you already know how JWT authentication works, and you've been working with projects. Only then the CSRF token project will make sense, because this is like a step up. Only if you want a lot of security do you use CSRF. And I realized that a lot of the people that follow me are not very advanced Golang developers, and they needed help with beginner level videos. So since that time, I've been creating a lot of beginner friendly videos and course contents, so that everybody can be up to date and kind of understand what basically I've been trying to teach. And now I think is the right time to pick up this whole series and really sorry, and try and finish it off. So what I've done since the past video is, so I think you can see my screen now. So what I've done is, from the previous video, the thing that has changed now is that I've installed a couple of extensions on my VS Code based on the suggestions of many beginner developers, because many people are not very comfortable with looking at incorrect code on the screens. In the sense, when you are become an experienced developer, then you are comfortable with writing the code, even if there are mistakes, because you know that you can debug them very easily later on. You can fix them out. But I can understand that few people, they get really they find it difficult to follow along if I'm writing something wrong, or maybe like for example a spelling mistake, or mostly like a spelling mistake, or I do do not complete or finish a bracket or something, because I'm really used to working like that. Because in let's say if you want to go for an advanced engineering position like a CTO or a director of engineering or a technical architect, the kind of rounds that they will put you in, or like even if it's a senior engineering developer or something like that, even if you are in a position like that, the kind of interview process that will happen won't let you use your favorite IDE, right? So for the advanced developers amongst you, my suggestion would always be to never use any extensions. Do not depend on any extensions, and keep dependence on libraries also as low as possible, because you can get into serious trouble during interviews. For really good engineering companies, they won't accept you if you're not able to debug on your own. Okay, please remember that. Anyhow, so but I have installed them so that the beginners amongst us are also comfortable with looking at whatever I'm typing, so that the extensions will tell me when to close my brackets, when to when I've written the name of function wrong, or one library I've forgot to import, or I've called the wrong function, right? So all of that will be taken care of now. So just go ahead and install the basic Golang packages extension. Just go to the extensions tab on your VS Code, and just install the first four that come up when you write Golang. Just install the first four, so that they'll take care of everything. You don't have to install any more packages, right? I don't know the names. I just installed the first four packages. That's all I did. Anyhow, when I did that, I can easily. So now, if you have been following me for quite some time, you know that usually at the end, when I build the project, at the end, I run the project, and I build the project, and I get all those hundreds of errors, and I solve them one by one. That kind of builds your debugging capability. But now a lot of the issues are, like I said, will be handled for us. So here, like I've made this mistake here, listen and serve, it should be, because listen server is not a function, listen serve is a function. So that squiggly line now goes away, and that issue has gone away now. But it's showing me that this it's not being able to import this middleware folder. So we'll take care of that later on. But let's fix the syntactical issues right now. So in your middleware.go file, I have an issue here on line 172 in the set auth and refresh cookies function. I had to put an is equal to here, which I have not, and now that issue has also kind of gone away. In my myjwt.go file, there is an issue somewhere that I had found. Yeah, here there is a no, sorry. Yeah, here there is a small squiggly line. As you can see, there's one issue here, and after that squiggly line, I can see a very small. Obviously, sorry. After this function, I can see a very small squiggly line. I just have to put a comma here, and it'll go away. And now once I did that, Golang now starts the extension for VS Code now starts understanding more of the Golang code. given us 9+ errors. That means there are many more issues that we need to take care of, which we will very soon. So you don't have to worry about that now. But I just fixed the urgent ones, or the ones that were basically like blockers, basically. All right. So what I want to do in this video is I want to go to myjwt.go file, and I want to finish this function called check and refresh tokens. Now, if you have been following the regular JWT authentication series, you already know why you want to check and refresh tokens, right? So whenever tokens have expired, or the user trying to log in again, or he already has some tokens and he wants the new token every 30-40 minutes, whatever. You want to check and refresh tokens for that user, or for that entity, not user, but probably in some cases it's entities now, because even bots, they make requests to APIs now, right? So if you are a developer, you have to be aware that in after 2022 or 2021, a lot of the API calls are being made by bots and not by human beings, right? Or scrapers and bots and all of those different things. So entity. So I wouldn't say human being or a user. I would say some entity that's making a request here. You would want to check their tokens. You'd want to also update the tokens. Now this function will take some things and will return a couple of things. So what does it take? What does it accept? It accepts your old auth token string, which is a string, and your old refresh token string, which is again a string, and your old CSRF token secret, sorry, your old CSRF secret, which is again a string. Okay, so it takes these three things, which is obviously very similar to what we have done in the JWT authentication series, right? It takes your old token, new token, and the secret key to be able to basically parse and check whether you. So let's say if I am an entity who's trying to log in, and I'm trying to give some wrong tokens, but by trying to pass off as a real user of this platform, whereas I didn't have the real actual token created by this particular system, right? So we need to check that. So that's why we need these three things before we want to check that are these tokens real or not. That's why we need the secret as well. And then depending on whether this is an authorized user and already a real user, and not just trying to give us some random token and refresh token just to get the new refresh token, right? After we've done that, after we've done those checks, we want to return the new auth token string. Now, just as a side note for anybody who's not worked with authentication a lot, you don't want to have the token that you return. You don't want to have the life of the token for very long. Ideally, you want it to be like 30 minutes or so, and you want the user to again and again ask you for the new token. Because if you have like a token that lives on for 1 year or 2 years, that makes your system very, very susceptible to issues and security threats. So this is the reason why we even have this function, right? So many people might be having this question: why do we need so many functions? Why do we need a function for refresh token and all that? And it's pointless, and why we're wasting time. We're not wasting time. It's super important, right? It's super important. You need to have this kind of function. So it returns the new auth token string and returns new refresh token string as well. It returns your new CSRF secret, which again is a string, and it can return error as well. So now you get started with the rest of the process. In the rest of the process, we have to do a couple of things. Firstly, we want to check if the old CSRF secret is even there or not there, right? If it's not there, then that means the user is trying to do something wrong. And then you want to parse that token and check whether the token matches or not, right, with the claims. And then if everything is valid, right, if everything goes well, then we'll process the rest of the things, right, the whole process of creating new tokens for the user. Okay. So now, like I said, the first thing that you want to do is you want to check if the old CSRF secret is a blank string. So we'll say log.println no CSRF token. That means obviously this user is not going to be allowed. And you want to say errors.new, and you want to return an unauthorized error that the user is not authorized. And you want to return from this function. Now it's giving squiggly lines for log and errors because we don't have those packages here. So let me just get the log and errors package. And coming back here. Now I'm going to say JWT.parse with claims. And what do you want to pass? What do you want to parse? Sorry, not pass. So yeah, so whatever you want to parse from the token, you want to send it to this function, which the JWT library provides you with. Okay. So what is it? It's old auth token string, comma, models.token claims. Func token dot token, and this function which so you want to parse the old token string, you want to pass token dot claims, and this is part of your models that you've created. All right, and here what you want to return, this function what it will return is basically an interface. So you'll say interface, error. All right, and now this function will need to have some kind of a definition. The definition will just be return verify key, nil. And after this, here you want to say auth token dot claims dot models dot token claims, and you want to capture that in a variable called auth token claims, and you'll get back okay if everything is okay. So if everything is okay in this from this function, it will return back okay, which is going to be a true or false kind of a value. And here, if it's not okay, you just return directly, right? And if old CSRF secret is not equal to auth token claims dot CSRF, you're going to say CSRF token doesn't match JWT. Okay, which is again a serious problem, because if your CSRF token doesn't match the JWT, obviously you don't want them to go ahead. So you'll say errors.new, again unauthorized. So all we're doing is we're just doing a couple of checks, right? If wholesale secret is not there, or wholesale secret is not equal to what we're getting back from the token claims, which is the value for CSRF, then also again it's an issue, right? Again we're just checking for issues. That's all we're checking, so that nobody is able to try to manipulate the system. Now comes the most important part, actually. Once we've done these checks, now these checks were optional. You can do them. You can, if you don't want to do them, you can skip them. But obviously, once the auth token is valid, the steps that you want to do after that are important, because those are not skippable. I mean, you can't. It's not optional, right? Which is giving back these values from this function, which we have written at the part of the description of the function. So here you want to say println. If everything is okay, you want to say auth token is valid. And after you say that auth token is valid, you want to then okay, I just realized a very stupid mistake that I've made. Is that what's returned from this function is basically our auth token. So it was always there in my mind, but I just forgot to write it out. So I hope that kind of clears everything out for you. I can assume if you are having some kind of an issue understanding where did this auth token come from, right? Auth token dot valid. How am I checking that? It's from here. That's how I'm checking the auth token, right? So if auth token is valid, then you wanna print this out. You wanna say, sorry, yeah. Here also we've used the same auth token. Anyhow, so if auth token is valid, then you wanna say that auth token is valid. And after this, what you want to do is you want to start returning or start thinking about all the things that you want to return from this function. So firstly, you know that you want to return the new CSRF secret, and then you want to return these two things, these two variables, parameters, sorry, from this function. How do you do that now? So firstly, let's think about the new CSRF secret. Then let's think about new refresh token string, and then let's think about the new auth token string. So for the new CSRF secret, we'll have auth token claims dot CSRF. For the new refresh token string, you want to have the update refresh token expiry function. Yeah, that's what you want to call. And you want to pass your old refresh token string. But this function will also return an error. So we'll say comma error. Now for your new token, auth token string, you're going to call old auth token string. Your old auth token string will become the new auth token string here. And you want to return from this function. Right? So we are getting somewhere. This function is about to, get completed. And then this function that we talked about, right? Update refresh token expiry on expiry. This is the function that we'll have to work with after we complete the function that we're working on already. So check and refresh tokens, we'll finish that. And then we'll work on this function update refresh token expiry. I would like to end this video here. And I'm trying to keep these videos 10 minutes each. I think in this video we've gone over 10 minutes, but ideally I want to keep these videos 10 minutes each, and I want to finish. I'm planning to finish this series also, so that our calendar opens up for newer projects, either more challenging projects, right, and also some basic level projects, so that beginners can also start playing around with Golang. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe to this channel so that you get to see such awesome content, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.